All right. Checking, checking, checking. Hold on, let me. I thought I had some. I must need some new batteries. My mouse is messed up. Let's do this. There we go. That will work. Gotta have some kind of sound. Is that right, buddy? I think Tua over there is just as excited for Augusta as I am. I think Koro is definitely going all out with this character. Alright, looks like it looks good, sounds good. Excuse me. Alright. Oh shit, my phone is almost dead. Alright, welcome in, guys. Let me check my... I gotta set up my chat for YouTube. Alright, looks good. Let's go. Alright. Augusta, baby. In all her glory. Alright, we're about to get started. All right. Bum 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 bum. All right, I think I'm ready to get started. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it. All right, boys and girls, we are back. Welcome in. This is your boy Astro, and always my pal Tua over there. But this video today is talking about how I think it's a good chance that Augusta could be a Sentinel Resonator. And it's not just because of the griffin in the background, which that is a good indicator because all the Sentinel Resonators to this point have had animals in their reveal art, which I'm not being biased here. Augusta, she's one of the main reasons, like, I've been saving my pulls for quite a while now because her design is second to none. Lupa is my favorite character right now, but I mean, just look at her. That giant sword that actually looks bigger than her is incredible. The only thing, which I've talked about this before, is what I hope they don't do is Kuro is a little strange, let's just say, when it comes to the weapon design that they do, because you'll see a Resonator with a weapon and then their signature weapon will be something different, a la Lupa, which I don't like because her signature weapon is one of the best designed weapons in the game. I mean, I think everybody knows that. But the downfall is that you use the pole arm with Lupa 90% of the time. Literally the only time you see her signature weapon, which is kind of infuriating if you own her and you pulled her weapon, is you see it only when you jump up in the air and do air attacks. So that's just something that I really hope they don't do with Augusta, because that weapon, I think I was watching Saint earlier, and he said the grafted weapon from Elden Ring looks exactly like this weapon, and I think he's spot on with that. That's exactly what I was thinking when I seen it. I was like, man, that looks like the great sword off of Elden Ring, which is one of the weapons you get at the beginning of the game, which I never used. I didn't like it, but nevertheless, I hope they don't end up doing with this bad boy right here like they've done with quite a few of the Resonators, and they show this off, and then when you're fighting, it's actually, this is not going to be her signature weapon. It's going to be like, from what I'm hearing, the rumors is that she slams her sword down and then she goes into a fist fighting stance. So if this is true, I just don't like that they use these as props, essentially, the signature weapons. I hope they actually integrate these into their kit and their animations, because why hide these? But then again, I'm thinking, if this isn't her signature weapon, this is just the one she's going to be using 90% of the time, just like Lupa with the pole arm, it might not be that bad. But yeah, her drip art, this is incredible. Like, this is better than Cardathea. Lupa's is really good too, though. I'm kind of biased when it comes to fusion characters, even though she's not going to be a fusion character. It's pretty much confirmed that she's going to be Electro, which we're going to get into that. But yeah, so here, post-lament anthroposense. What? That is like mumbo jumbo. Stars intertwined. All the sun touches is ours to fight for. Augusta. That absolutely sounds like something that a dictator and F4, somebody that's ruined a country, looking over quite a few people. Like, she has a ruling over like everybody in Septimon, so she has a lot of lives, a lot of people to consider in her actions and her thoughts, her decisions. So yeah, this quote right here is perfect. Augusta is the undefeated gladiator in the arena and a fearless leader with a will of iron. She is a mere mortal, but has reached heights of glory attempted by only a few, and her blade speaks her power loud and clear. So the only thing that I think that I've found in this theory, which she might be a Sentinel Resonator like Jinshi or Cardathea, is that this sentence right here, this little start right here, she is a mere mortal. Sentinel Resonators ain't mortals. I mean, obviously, we went through, what was it, 1.1, 1.2. I forget when they dripped my girl, and you had to go in with Jinshi and fight Jue. Like, she was going to sacrifice herself, and now she's a Sentinel. Like, she's not a mere mortal. Cardathea, they went into even more depth. They've been getting better and better, by the way, since 2.0 with these storyline, and the cutscenes are just chef's kiss. But anyway, sidetracked. We went through it with Cardathea. We know she's not a mere mortal. We've seen that the Thernoidian was making Resonators over and over again to find the perfect one that he could match with, and he chose Cardathea, and we all know that was a bad decision for the Thernoidian anyway. But this little quote, you could say, is the only thing that kind of makes me go, wait, she's probably not going to be a Sentinel Resonator. But everything else, she's the F4 of Septimon, this huge fucking blade that is, what, twice her size? Like, come on, we've seen in video games when characters have this aesthetic with giant, and then of course the griffin in the background, which almost looks, I've been watching some other videos, it actually does look like this is almost like a mech. Like it's not a real griffin. But if you're just looking at the top, you could think that. But if you zoom in, it has the same crown right here. This crest. It has the same crest on the head. But if you look at the bottom portions that they're showing here, like with the fur on the neck, and then you see the claws right here and the tail, that looks real. That looks like a living, breathing thing. Like, this is an actual creature, not something that we made. Unless this is just like how the wings react, like when you do your liberation or whatever, if this is in her kit, her animation kit. But yeah. And some other theories I've seen, they're saying that this is kind of like trickery. That this isn't saying she's going to be some powerful Sentinel, but we're actually going to fight this. This is going to be a boss that's behind her. Which is another good theory, by the way. Like, I don't discredit that. But, yeah. All right. Just wanted to check that real quick. But yeah, this is the only thing right here that kind of gives me, you know, a pause on my thought. Like, oh, if they're saying this just might be to throw you off too, just like the Griffin. So, Augusta is stacking up to be one of those characters that I think they're going all out for. They think that she's going to sell, and sell big. Like Zani type numbers, Cardathea type numbers, like. And another worrisome thing, but I think that's another reason why they're dropping and then like the very next in the 2.6 patch after her, is because right now she don't have a lot of teammates that synergize very well with Electro. All those Resonators are poo-poo. Like poo-poo for Cocoa Puffs. Like actual dog water. So, I think her art, her design, everything about her. My favorite characters in anime are like chicks with swords 3 times their size, wielding them around and swinging them. I think it's fucking incredible. It's awesome. So to say that I can't wait for her is an understatement. I'm kind of glad that they did for Lova, and it's like this filler patch, quote unquote. I don't like to say that because this patch is still amazing. The story alone, I don't think is filler. When you have a filler patch, you don't just go all out for a story like that. The only thing is, I did want to pull for Brant again, but that's a bad timing to be on the second half of this because I'm saving every dime for her. I S6'd Lupa, and I think she's going to be my next S6. But the couple theories that are going around about her, like I think it's the Sentinel Resonator. A lot of people think this is the next boss we're fighting. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But they're both good theories. I've heard some other things that ain't even worth mentioning, like this is almost going to be like the start of Genshin when this dragon like attacks or whatever, and it's going to be like we're not even going to get to fight it and all that. I hope that's not the deal. But this right here is another thing. Oops, that's loud. The reason why I don't think this is a boss we're fighting is because this right here, listen. And the crest on the head. The crest on the head tells me that they're connected in some way. This isn't something we're going to fight unless, like, I don't know, there's a wrench thrown in and the Thernodian takes control of her Sentinel. Because in all honesty, let's be real here, boys and girls, this looks like a Sentinel. The crest on the head, all this. If you see Cardathia's design, which I should pull it up, the unicorn, the half unicorn, half whale thing, it had the unicorn horn, and when she has that crest around her head, and then when you transform into Big Mommy, she has that horn. So the theory's going around about, oh, we're gonna fight this. If this crest wasn't here with the design and how they do this, where they actually do the and her, and what other Resonator showcase where they drop the drip art, do they showcase a boss that we're fighting? They didn't do that with Ferlova. They didn't do that with Cardathia. They showed the bosses we were fighting separately. I just think, oh my God, the hair. She looks like she's on fire. Characters that look like something, but they're like her elements something different. Like she looks like a fusion character. If you were to show this to 100 people, I guarantee 90, 100 of them would say that this is a fire character, a fusion. Something to do with flames. Oh, I didn't see this down here, and I was almost like, wait, she's not, because I thought this was a tacit mark. Which, do they show her tacit mark? I think they do. And she doesn't have a 6-star tacit mark. I'm pretty sure, right? You know what? Now I'm going to have to look it up. Hold up. Wait a minute. That made me think. Augusta. Reveal. Right here. Hold on, let's watch this. Turn this up a little bit. Full screen. I think they show her tacit mark here. And it might just straight up be... Oh, and I didn't even notice this until just now. Look, this is the griffin head that's in the art. That is sick. That is disgusting. This is the griffin that's in her. I want to see if we can see her tacit mark. Oh.
Years have passed.
Her voice actor is.
You once more. Not as a gladiator.
Hers is on her hand.
But as a witness
Because
to
I know
the
Yuno's
start
is on
of
her
this
foot.
grand event.
And she's supposed to be sun and then moon. I mean, it makes sense.
You all know well that gladiatorial combat is the lifeblood of our ancient and mighty city. Seize power and fight for victory.
Yes.
Once
I hope it shows her tacit
we
mark.
fought to survive.
This is just off the cuff. I didn't even.
That same
Okay, right here. It's right here. Oh my god.
courses through our veins today. The instinct to
I think
face
it's
fate
5.
head on and defy.
Because it looks like 2, and then the big one, and then 2. Wait. I think that's how the Sentinel one is too,
Remember,
right?
those who cling
I
to
hope they show it.
glory without the strength to defend it will see it slip through their fingers.
Through their fingers. She's so good. Her design. Oh, there it is. Oh, God. Can we slow this down? Let's do 0.5. It shows her tacit. Hold up. I want to play it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, well. I think I squashed my own theory here. Because Sentinels have 6 stars. They're 5-star resonators, but their tacit marks are different. They're bigger. Let's pull up. I have so many YouTubes up right now. Jin, She, Weather and Waves. Oh, perfect, right here. All right, it's going to show her tacit mark.
From the Grand Library's pages, a sentinel fell from heaven.
I might
to soothe
have debunked my own theory craft on my own video.
And ordain magistrates.
That's okay. These things happen.
Henceforth, on festive days,
I'm glad I thought about this.
people light loom lanterns.
It's going to show her
and make
tacit
wishes.
mark.
They say if your faith
And
is strong,
I'll show you the
wish will be
difference.
granted.
Step up, make a wish. Lone lanterns grant.
Hers is on her back, so.
My friend, this is a Jinjuro tradition. Will
Ginger
you make a wish
tradition.
with us?
Okay, so there's 3 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So you can clearly see right here, I debunked my own video. Good job, Astro. Good job, buddy. No research before this video. Wow. Come on, Tua. You got to tell me these things over there, man. Sheesh. So, yeah. She's not going to be a Sentinel Resonator. But that's okay. This is what these videos are for. But you can clearly see 1, 2, and then the big. This is the tacit mark. A 5, just like a regular 1B. And then they have 1 extra star here. Oh, man. And you can clearly see this isn't wrapped around the other side, or there's not like a star, because it goes 1, 2 on the bottom, big one, and then 3 on the top, and you can clearly see it's not. Wait, there's like a point where you can see like right the front of her hand. Oh shit. Yeah, that's clearly 5.
Warrior.
Yep. Whew. Well, there popped my bubble, because she's by far my favorite character. Not even close. Like Lupa is pretty strong, but she's definitely not a Sentinel Resonator. Dang, why did I think about that? I should have just been like, yep, this is what it's going to be. She really does have the most views, Cardathea's. Anyway, well, this does not mean that she's not going to be stupid powerful. But I still don't think we're fighting this Griffin. There's no way. This is definitely going to be part of her kit, or... You know what? I almost hope it's like a Phoebe situation where you just can call that thing and ride on it. Just like a glider. That'd be sick. So yeah. My theory about her being a Sentinel Resonator. Please, I need Kuro. I need her fusion Broadblade. You can see the comments down here. People are excited. Light can get much hotter than fire, if not hotter than the surface of the sun. Most people don't know this. Wow. I did not know that. So yeah, boys and girls, I kind of debunked my own theory here, but that's okay. This is why you have these discussions. And I thought there was another. Yeah, this right here. When Augusta wields her blade, electric currents, the color of molten gold, burst out of her and set all nearby iron objects trembling and whining. She is a bright sun that emerges to drive away an endless night, erasing all fears and doubts that have been born in the darkness. Oh, man. I thought she was going to be a Sentinel. But what I was going to say earlier is that Koro could throw us a little bit of a curveball, we could say. And you know how Cardathea and Jinshi, for that matter, went through transformations to become a Sentinel Resonator. But I think they already had the tacit marks of a Sentinel Resonator. So we'll have to see. Unless something like that happens, I think she's just going to be a regular 5-star, which is, there's nothing wrong with that. But we did have a few videos here.
Alright guys,
with
huge
some,
character info for Wuthering Waves.
Some info.
Last night, we finally got the latest 2.6 drip marketing that just came out, giving us confirmation on the long-awaited release of Augusta. We also have brand new info and updates that provide us what we expect Augusta to look like in terms of gameplay, kit info, her viable teams, and a lot more. So for this video, let's go over all the details that we know on this character, the incoming 5-star set to come out in the first phase of the 2.6 version update. Also, if you guys do enjoy the update videos, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
This is a good channel, guys.
Put those notifications on, It will help quite a
Definitely
lot to see
check
my
his
videos
channel
right
out,
away
like and
whenever
subscribe.
we have some new exciting info for Wuthering Waves.
It says leaks,
Alright,
but
let's
he
not
doesn't
waste
show
any
anything
time.
like that.
Into
It's just kind of
everything we know
speculative
on this
things.
character. Starting with the basic info like her role, element, and weapon. So Augusta is a 5-star electro element character, with her weapon type being a broadblade weapon. For her role, she is also expected to be a main DPS, more so focused on doing heavy attack damage combos. Now the recent info highlights that she also uses a massive broadblade to fight enemies, but that she also has a transformation after using.
Yeah, he's about to get into it. One thing that is super exciting, you could say leaks, I guess, is that she slams this big sword into the ground and then goes into a fist fighting stance, which, let's be real here, guys. If this is done right, it could be incredible. Like, I'm trying to think of some characters I know, like, kind of do that, slam their weapon into the ground and then go berserk mode. It almost reminds me like Hulk. Like, he'll pick up stuff and throw it and hit it, but like he slams it down and then goes
which now that we
mode.
have the official drip marketing, we have yet another look at the huge sword that she is wielding, which definitely looks like a broadblade instead of being a sword type weapon. We should be getting confirmation on her element and weapon later tonight once the full drip marketing is out. But from what the early info tells us, she's definitely looking like our next 5-star Electro Broadblade main DPS. So we can expect to have a similar mechanic.
I can't wait till they drop all her stuff, like the stuff we can see her weapon.
And one thing I do hope gets
kit and
confirmed as well is the use of her griffin. In the latest drip marketing, we saw there's a huge griffin in the back.
There's no
And
way
at first
she's
I
not
was
going to
thinking it
be
was a dragon, but after a closer look, it definitely looks
Zani
like a griffin.
Cardathea
And
type
it seems with the new info that came out,
damage.
it says that the griffin will be summoned during gameplay and part of her
There is one
animations.
thing I hope is this is like a catch-22 for me. I like the negative status effects, but I don't, if that makes sense. I like that they're in the game because it gives more depth and complexity to the game when it comes to like damage types, which is, I feel like, always a good thing. But the reliance on specific characters giving you like Zani, Phoebe, Spectral Frazzle, and like stacks, what's Cardathea and Chacona, Arrow, Erosion, like that's when it's kind of like, I don't know, I don't want to, like, I like Chacona, but I she's not a character that I felt like I wanted to pull. So when you have that, a lot of people feel that way, right? You're going to pull the characters you like. I like Chacona, but I didn't feel like my pulls were like something that I should do for her. But then when it comes out like she's the best in slot for Cardathea, it's like, damn, well, I really like Cardathea, so then in turn it's like you're almost handcuffed to some characters you might not like. So like one of the main reasons why I wouldn't pull for Vlova, and I don't like I like her, but I don't like anything about her other than her kit and like stuff like that, is that the two teammates she has is like Rochia is like, come on, one of the worst characters in the game, in my opinion. Like, because a lot of people don't use her slam attacks and the tornado and all. I don't know, the Mamma Mia, and I don't know. It's just not my deal. But then Cantarella, oh, Mommy Milker's over there, Jugs. I like her design and stuff. Don't get me wrong, Gooner over here, but hers is another one. Like when I played her a lot during her character quest, and she's almost like Shorekeeper. Like you jellyfish around, it's almost the same thing. You do the swim motion, and she just, I don't know, she doesn't feel good to me. But what I was getting is, I hope they don't do something like electro current, and then Uno is gonna be able to do stacks of electro current, which she's rumored to be Arrow, so I don't know. I almost don't like the this character buffs heavy attacks, so then this I don't know. I feel like you should be able to swap other characters in and out with each other more than just this character goes with this one and they're kind of handcuffed.
This is true, that would be pretty hype. Alright, now let's take a look at the latest kit details that we have on Augusta. We have
this is why I wanted to watch this, because the kit,
like news on her normal attack, her skill, and ultimate. So let's go over it. Her normal attack is said to be a free hit combo, with the final strike dealing AoE electro damage. It's also currently speculated that the final hit of her basic attack free hit combo will apply a conductive effect on the enemy, which synergizes with other electro units, especially alongside
what was I just
like
talking
Yinlin,
about?
Xing Liao, and maybe even...
I have a feeling like her weapon is gonna like put electro current or something, just like he said. And I don't have either of these characters, by the way. I wasn't playing. Is his tacit mark on his hair? I just realized that. Is that real? I know hers is in the Yum Yum, but I wish they'd do more elf ears. They're so hot. I'm getting sidetracked here, but
Yuno will synergize well with her, as Yuno is set to...
Yeah, she's set to be rumored to be an arrow character, so maybe my thoughts or my fears won't be realized here, because like I said, the negative status effect and then having somebody have to do electro current to set you up for damage is just, I don't know. I know why they're doing it, because they do a big emphasis on team in this game, which I don't mind. I really like it. Like when you really get synergizing with a team, it feels really good. So if she's arrow and this is going to be her best in slot, then maybe my fears, I can tether them back a little bit, because if she's just going to buff heavy damage, then I'm cool with that.
Buffs, which is exactly what Augusta wants. Alright, now for her resonant skill. Her skill is pretty interesting. It's set to summon a lightning field, basically a zone that dishes out electro damage continuously
right here
on the enemies in the field.
And then she goes into a fist fighting stance,
giving buffs like attack percent up, crit rate, and crit damage. I would say the crit is pretty valuable, as it will make it a lot easier to build this character. We don't know the multipliers on how much crit rate and crit damage she will be giving to herself, but still any amount is pretty valuable and will allow to reach easier requirements on her echo builds. Then we have the info on her Resonance Aberration, which this one is pretty crazy. So her ultimate, this is where Augusta's ultimate transforms her into something called Storm Avatar. She will then unleash a barrage of high damage hits. On top of that, it will imply something called Conductive Vulnerability Effect, which will then make enemies take more damage from any electro unit. So this is one of the reasons why mono electro teams will be really valuable with Augusta.
You're going to be able to transform into the Griffin
synergy with other electro units due to applying.
See, I didn't think about that. Wow. So she's going to go full on transformer and go from Augusta to Gryffindon. Wow.
Debuffs on the enemies and the ultimate, applying more debuffs, and her buffing herself as well at the same time. Her being a main DPS, her ultimate will still give buffs to both herself and other electro units in the party by increasing the target's electro damage taken.
I did not think
about that. So far,
that.
she looks pretty perfect for electro-based team comps. We definitely needed a really strong main electro DPS character to for sure complete the electro team.
And I hope because Cockroach and Daewoo and fucking who else we got? I don't have Yinlin or Zhang Liao, but I know Yinlin isn't good anymore, and Zhang Liao, I mean, I hardly see people use, so. But I'm hoping they make her strong enough to like carry these characters. Like they're like, yeah, we'll just give Augusta and she'll be super powerful and yeah.
To mine that would synergize really well with her would be characters like Yinlin. Of course, Yinlin still provides the best buffs for electro damage, so she'll make really good.
Yeah, but what's her buff is for Resonator, resonant liberation damage, right?
Good use of that as the main DPS, and also the damage that Yinlin provides, even with the off.
I wish I was playing this
will
one.
be getting buffed when Augusta
They gave
uses
him for
her
free
ultimate.
because
Another character would be Zheng Yao.
my favorite
as-
characters, like in games when it has like elements like this, I always tend to go for like fire or electric, like fusion or electro, you know. So it kind of bummed me that like, and the few times like he's in stuff like Dreamland and all that, and you can play as him, like I was like, yeah, he's super cool.
It would be really good for quick swap with Augusta, and as a support, we could use Storekeeper to give more crit rate boost and field control, and maybe even is looking to be her next best in slot support.
I'm getting too, but I'm not S6 in her unless like it makes her cracked.
This update, and at the same time,
Augusta,
I'm
I've
sure
already
they wanna
realized
sell the
there's no way I'm not
together,
gonna S6 her.
So we'll see if is going to be her best in slot support.
I'm
She should
going
be.
deep in the
She'll
bank
provide
account, even though
healing
like
and
her
also
outfit
heavy
is
attack damage
fucking.
buffs that
Her
we can
design
on
with
this
her
character
hair
for
with the
now.
little
I'll make a separate video once we
with the
get
little
more
hoops
info
right
about
here. Oh, Augusta's got the same thing going on. She is like smoking, but you definitely can tell she'll whoop your ass. She's like, it looks like she'll trick you into going in the bedroom, sleeping with you, and then poison you in the middle of the night.
her, but I definitely know that.
But when she floated down
really well together
and started getting all
so we
serious,
also have more news, and this is about her weapon info. So her weapon is going to be crit rate main stat, which is expected with
Makes
her role
sense.
being a main DPS. She will sure be putting out a lot of damage, and for the weapon effect, it says that it increases attack by 12%, and once she uses the resonant skill, her heavy attack damage gains a 24% damage boost, which is exactly what she needs, as from what we saw, she scales on heavy attack damage the most, so that is one thing to keep in mind once we build her echoes.
So it's
But don't build
almost
yet,
like
guys, because
Lupa.
I'm pretty sure we are getting
Resonant
to a
skill
echo
into
set
heavy
2.6,
attack.
as we usually do every single update whenever a new character comes out. So we should be getting a new dedicated set just for Augusta.
Jesus,
or
that has to
maybe
be sped
as
up.
well. So we'll see. But until then, don't go too crazy on echo farming unless you want like a day one Augusta build. But until the 2.6 live stream, we should wait to see what are the new echoes
What?
and the new echo
Yeah,
builds
they're
on
dropping a
this
new
update,
echo set
and
for
if it's
sure.
truly gonna
There's
be
no way.
her best in slot.
There's no way.
Overall, looking really good. Now, one thing to also keep in mind is that this info is still early info, and this is only the partial kit details, not the full kit info. We don't have any multipliers or the full forte and everything. But once that comes out, I definitely got you guys covered with the full pre-release
Yeah, I
kit
can't
breakdown
wait.
on the upcoming characters. Overall, looking like an amazing character, amazing drip. Really like the Griffin. If it's truly in the
I
gameplay,
can't wait,
this character
guys.
has me sold. And you guys let me know down below. Are you guys hyped for Augusta? Are you guys summoning on this character? And what do you think your final
Absolutely.
kit will be looking like?
I think she's
And
gonna
if you have
smash
any
the record.
speculation, Feel free
The
to let me
Woo-Wah
know down
record
below.
for, like,
I'll be reading
sales.
the comments. But this will conclude all the character kit info.
Especially when they come out and we find out she's cracked. But yeah, guys, I like his videos. Legion Woo-Wah, he does a good job of like keeping up the info and stuff like that. So definitely, I thought I subscribed to him. I like this video. So go definitely drop a like and a subscribe. Was this the next one I wanted to? Yeah, it's this one.
Has just been revealed for the Wuthering Waves version 2.6 update. And with her role as Septimon's Effer, one thing is clear to me. Kuro
F4.
Games wants Augusta to succeed. And it got
Oh,
me
that's for
wondering
sure.
what she might do in her abilities. So that's what I'm gonna be doing today, giving my own speculations of Augusta's kit.
Yeah, I want to
starting
see
with, of course, her element and her weapon
as many
type,
speculations as possible because I already debunked mine.
Here's the
She's
thing.
definitely not going to be a
When I
resonator.
first saw Augusta, I was certain of one thing. Augusta's gotta be a fusion character, right? I mean,
See, I
look at
told
her.
you.
She's got sun motifs all over. She is the leader of...
If you, like I said, if you asked 100 people, I guarantee you 95 out of 100 would say, oh yeah, that's definitely a fusion fire character. Look at her. But yeah, I don't think I'm the only one that was
a
confused.
nation that worships the Lioness of Glory, which is a fusion type echo, and her hair is as red as can be. She practically screams fusion at you.
Absolutely.
Almost everything about Augusta and her design would make you think that she's going to be a fusion character. And this logic does still track. I'm not going to be acting like there is no way she's a fusion character. Honestly, I still think she's going to be a fusion character.
She's not,
But
dude.
one thing confused me a little bit about her drip marketing. In the second post that they made, one of the lines
says
is,
electric.
when Augusta wields her
Yeah,
blade,
electric
currents the color of molten gold burst out of her and set all nearby iron objects trembling and whining. Additionally, in the video they post along with that, you can see that Augusta's sun ornament has these electric sparkles around it. And, well, I'm gonna be honest, this would be far from the first time we've seen a character who uses an element of a different color. Because Brant obviously has his purple flames, and he's still a fusion character. So honestly, the chance of Augusta being an electro character are there. This would also make more sense from a meta perspective, considering the fact that the fusion team, let's just say, doesn't need any help. We already have 3 fusion main DPS characters, and the only way to make Augusta stand out would be to turn her into a hyper carry who focuses on heavy attack damage. So, well, actually that could just be the case. A heavy attack hyper carry character would stand in good contrast to the triple carry based team of skill, basic, and liberation damage. And I'm not even gonna pretend like that isn't very possible. Like I said, she could very well still be a fusion character.
That's right.
I'm just saying.
I don't. She's not going to be fusion. Curl does a good job of dripping little teasers here and there, and when that second one came out and you see the red lightning come out, she's going to have some badass looking red lightning effects that go on. I know that. Like, that's for sure.
The possibility for Electro has opened up, and I believe that that would make a lot more sense. Our last Electro character was Sheng Liao, which at this point was almost a year ago.
Yeah, a year
and
ago.
by the time she's out, it will have been an actual year. And
That's
considering
crazy.
the fact that Sheng Liao has gotten almost
So
no
he came out
buffs
last
since his
August?
release, Electro
Damn.
was kind of in a dire spot. So a new Electro character might be exactly what we need from Augusta.
Dire spot.
However, if we start to view Augusta from the lens of an Electro character, a lot more things become unclear about what her kit might do. So I would like to keep the discussion open-ended and discuss her kit as if she's either fusion or Electro. Because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. For her
Yes,
weapon
you do,
type,
bro.
let's be
Come
completely honest
on.
with ourselves. If
Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. You just said it. You watched every other drip market. You've watched all these other characters. Probably most likely longer than me, and you know what they did. Coral knows what they're doing here. They're not trying to confuse and go, oh my god, you thought she was going to be electric because we said electric, but she's fusion, or we made her look like fusion, but she's really electric.
this character is not a Broadblade user, I will be throwing a hissy fit. Zani's one thing, she has this big shield, that's pretty unconventional. But look, Augusta straight up just has a Broadblade. If she is any other weapon type, I am going to be crashing out. So with that out of the way,
Well, get ready to crash out because we talked about this earlier, right? They'll show her weapon, doesn't mean she's going to be using it.
Starting with, what if Augusta is a fusion character? Now, I already
That'd be crazy, though.
said
If
what
he's
I believe
right,
Augusta
which
would look like if she ended up being a fusion
I don't
character.
think so.
I really don't see Augusta being a support of any kind. She isn't just a warrior, she is the warrior of
Dude, if she's
Septimont.
fusion,
It's
I'm
absolute
set, man.
icon. And while you could have
I got
said something
Lupa,
similar
Brant,
about
Chang
Lupa,
Li. Oh
her
my
story
god,
ended
she
up
would
kind of
just.
contradicting this notion. Lupa is all about
You could
teamwork,
put Lupa,
so it
Brant,
would
and
make sense
Augusta
that she
together.
is
They
a
would wreck
buffer who also
everything
has
in this
good
game.
damage
I feel.
herself.
The
Augusta,
damage would be
however,
off the
doesn't
charts.
seem to have a trace of this. She was said to be the most powerful warrior in all of Septimont, by a large margin too. So I'm gonna be honest, I can't really see Augusta not being a main DPS, although knowing Kuro games, they could incredibly easily surprise me. Anyway, but as I said earlier, what I believe to be Augusta's kit, assuming she's fusion, would be to be a heavy attack DPS, and not just any DPS, a straight up hyper carry. This would put her in great contrast with the currently existing fusion team, as I said already. Whereas one fusion team would be all about teamwork,
it'd be too
consistent damage
overpowered.
output, and having every team member shine, Augusta's team would be a lot more about Augusta taking the spotlight, and then just absolutely ramming through the enemy.
I'll let him cook.
Think about characters like Zani and Carlotta when I'm talking about the hyper carry playstyle, where it's just primarily one character completely demolishing the competition. But I really don't think this is super possible, considering the fact that Lupa's kit would be broken if Augusta is a fusion heavy attacker. And this is all for two specific reasons.
Yeah,
One,
Lupa
has a ridiculous amount of buffing, and two, Mortefi is a fusion character. Because if Augusta did end up being a heavy attacker, well, chances are she's going to use Mortefi. And if she's going to use Mortefi, you're already running a double fusion comp. So might as well throw Lupa in there, you know? This team comp would kind of entirely break the illusion of Augusta being a hyper carry. Because you could see Lupa and you could see Mortefi doing very large amounts of damage. Lupa has so many team-wide buffs that it's incredibly hard.
She's
to
so fun to
balance
play.
a hyper carry
She's
team
the
around
funnest
her,
character to
to
play
a
in the
point where
game. Like,
I don't really think
it's not
you
even
can make a
close.
hyper carry team with Lupa in
Maybe
there.
the Danji
Especially
mains
not
that
when your
can
best buffing option
beat
would be
everything
Mortefi,
solo with
who
her.
actually has a
Other than
very
that,
large amount
her
of
kit is
personal
so
damage.
smooth.
Give
It's
him
like
Lupa
butter.
buffs, he's gonna start annihilating
Like, she
the universe.
flows into every
If
one
they
of her
wanted
hits.
Augusta to be a hyper
Her
carry
heavy
of some
attack and
kind,
her resonant
they're gonna
skill
need to
into
find a
her
way to
resonance
make her not
liberation
work
back
with
into
Lupa.
her
And one of these
resonant
ways
skill.
is
Like,
to,
it's just
in fact, make
so
her an Electro
fun.
character. Because, well, that was my other
Her
speculation.
teams are
While
fun,
I do
like,
still majorly
going into
believe
that into
Augusta
Brant, and then
is
she
going
does
to
an
be fusion,
off-field,
Electro is still very possible.
on-field
and
to
I wanna
off-field
discuss
hit.
that possibility.
It's
So
so
first
good.
of all, I would like to say that if she ends up being Electro, she has a lot more to work with. Electro characters are way less defined than fusion characters, because they only have one limited team, and it's something that was just basically the norm around the time of their release. During the 1.0 versions, hypercarry teams were basically all you were gonna see. So we only have one team, and it is the Shangliao Yinlin team, which at this point is kind of outdated compared to all the modern units.
I mean, Zhang Liao still holds up, but Yinlin nobody ever uses. I don't even think they use Yinlin and Zhang
which
Liao.
they could achieve pretty easily by making Augusta some kind of Electro-specific buffer like Lupa, who also has good personal damage. Or another way would be to entirely power creep Zhang Liao. And while Kuro usually isn't that big of a fan of power creep, let's be honest here, Zhang Liao was free, they're never gonna sell this guy, let's be real. Power creeping him is more of an obligation to them at this point. So in my mind, we have two equally likely possibilities for a possible Electro Augusta. After all, the last two limited 5-star units were Frolova and Lupa, and before that we also had Cardathea. Kuro is really trying to push this mono-element agenda, so I really wouldn't be surprised if Augusta ended up being a sort of Electro Lupa to buff Zhang Liao and Yinlin. I'm just a bit curious how that will go.
I don't think so. She's going to be a main DPS. That I can almost put the mortgage on right there.
But Zhang Liao does
I can almost put the mortgage on
she's
going to be a main DPS.
So I'm wondering, would they be going more into the hypercarry Zhang Liao angle, or would they be trying to buff up both Yinlin and Zhang Liao at around the same amount to have a similar situation to the Mono Fusion comp? And then for a possible main DPS Augusta, well, there's a couple ways they could go about it. The first thing to determine would have to be her damage type, and I'm gonna be honest, the way I used to do this was by process of elimination, but I think at this point we have enough DPSs in the game where process of elimination simply isn't that reliable anymore. My expectations are going to be with Liberation for now, because, well, that's what Yinlin buffs, and Yinlin's still popular enough. Gotta make her relevant somehow. But
I mean, I think his theory's not bad. But let's be real, boys and girls. Like, we know she's gonna be Electro. Like, it's not even a question. I mean, this right here, just gold's burst out of her. Like, if they quoted it some other way, maybe I could see, but we all know it's gonna be red lightning. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this one. Let me know what you guys think. Put your theories down on the bottom. I'd love to hear it in the comments. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I pretty much debunked my own thing by investigating in this one. So that's what happens when you don't do your homework beforehand, because you're pretty sure you're right, but you're not, oh buddy boy. So yeah, we'll catch you on the next one.